Well, for the most part, well, I have yet to live with my significant other for more than like vacations or trips, I guess, over like a week. So I guess we've done a lot of long distance besides just living apart. So that's been kind of difficult because you don't always like see the other person that much. So I've had to use like a lot of technology to just like keep in touch, and I think you have to go like the extra effort to like make sure like you're reaching out to them and like, make sure that they know that they're always on like your mind, or like you just don't go the whole day without like thinking of them. So I guess I haven't lived with my significant other, but I think it's kind of like forced me to, I guess, elevate my game almost and make sure that I guess, go that extra mile of just making sure that they feel like I guess loved.
I mean, I'm in a relationship that has cohabitation occurring, and I mean, it really is what I think I would like in a relationship. There needs to be a desire to want to be with that person. And while there needs to be space and you need to have time and have your own life, you do need that desire to want to be with them even when things are not going well, and so that you have to force to work through things. And there are times where she'll be over and it's like 1 a.m. and we'll have a fight or something, and she can't like physically go home because it's like, too cold or too late, and so we're forced to kind of like work through things where usually we would just be able to like push it off and like walk away, and that just like helps us grow, I think, a little bit faster.
I think people can have great relationships and wait and get married and then move in together. I don't think it hurts, I guess, if you want to like live with them. I guess I'm kind of in the middle. Like I don't think it's like crucial. Like everyone should like try to like live together before you get married, but I don't know. I don't think it's like absolutely crucial.
Yes, I do think we have both kind of talked about like what it'd be like to be like not or going to the same, or well, going to a different school, and how it would be a lot more difficult. But that's also because we started off being like around each other the whole time and being at the same school, so that's what we were used to from the beginning, where it's like we never were really ever apart. So I think that's just what we have adjusted to.
I guess I can make an argument that it benefited. I mean, I'm engaged, so I guess it hasn't hurt my relationship in any way. It's not easy to, I guess, live apart like a couple 100 miles, but it does make like when you see each other kind of like significant and important. Like
knowing how much to do and like maintain like a healthy relationship, I think that's been one of our biggest difficulties, is knowing like, okay, when is enough, or when should we be doing more, and yeah.
Well, right now we've definitely talked a lot about moving in together, and from my standpoint, it just seems like easier. I guess I can't say it's easier because I haven't done it, because I'm sure there are like little quirks and stuff that everyone has, and like you have to like adapt your life to kind of like fit, like give and takes, I guess. But from what I imagine, I think it has to be easier than what I'm already like doing, and like the FaceTime and stuff. Like, I think it'd just be easier to like eat meals together, and just I think it only like strengthens our bonds and everything. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
And honestly, I've told her multiple times that the best part about my day is when I come home and it's like 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and we like either watch a movie or just like wind down, and it's like for an hour or 30 minutes, it's just us, and we don't have to worry about anything. And I have that to look forward to, because I know that's like a consistent thing that's always going to happen. And no matter what's going on in that day, that's going to happen.
Question that my parents had when I talked to them was just have you like thought this through, and like, are you like 100% sure on this? And I, you know, they asked me a couple like other questions, and I think I had just like all the right answers. And being with someone for like such a significant time and just like putting so much in, we kind of have gone through our rocky, like, I guess, moments.
And you know, she brought those to the forefront and was like, you know, I can't deal with that. And it was to a point where I didn't really know I was doing it. So like we would have fights or discussions and stuff at night because it would just be us in our room, and you know, our roommates would hear just because, you know, she would be mad or something, and we would yell, and it would be really difficult sometimes. And but we were just stuck in that room. We couldn't leave. Like, there wasn't anything that we could do about it, and we just had to end that day and end that night in a way where we could, you know, be okay with being next to each other. And I think like knowing that was going to happen, and knowing that all these things that we had to work through needed to end with us still being together, that was kind of like the best way to go about it for us. Because, you know, those things are going to come up, especially when you get married and you finally do live together, and then all these new things are coming up and you're like, holy crap, I don't know if I can do this. And then on the flip side, you know, when we start working and we start having time away, are we used to that? Is that okay? And at this point we're like, you know, and a little bit of time away from each other would probably be a good thing. And so I think we've kind of figured out what we need to be together, and what we need, you know, on a daily basis, of how much time we need on our own and how much time we need together. We were able to kind of figure that out.
I look forward to like seeing her every day, and like I think that would be super fun, and I think it'd just be great to be around her so much. But possibly, I guess one fear would be, we've always done like a couple months apart, and I guess I'm very independent and introverted, I guess, more than she is. I don't know, but I think maybe being around each other like so much, like I don't want it to like lose its effect, but like a relationship is something like you have to work at, and I guess it would be kind of like shifting from reaching out without there being like a barrier, like of distance and like lining up schedules, whereas now we're kind of be together and just like making sure, even though we're together, that she feels just kind of like loved. And I guess like it's still gonna be like require that work of just like staying together and sticking things out and making sure that we're doing things together and we're on the same page.
I do think I would know how he cleans his room, or like if he's organized, or if he's stays on top of things and is on time to things. I think it would be a lot more difficult to know those things if I was away, because I'm not gonna be knowing what his room looks like, if he's on time to like events, classes, practices, and that's important to me because, yeah, I am an organized person. I don't expect him to be the exact same, but just knowing like, you know, we do have those types of things in common, and like morals and values, I think that would be harder to know if we were apart. And so I think that's very beneficial.
I mean, it's tough, but you know, she said it multiple times to me, and if we have the option to stay with each other in the night, you know, and we can sleep in the same bed and end the day together and start the day together, a good relationship should always choose that. I mean, that's just, no matter what's going on, no matter what's wrong, no matter what's bad, good, whatever, there should be that inherent desire to be with that person, and that's okay. So